Copy.
Season 4 doesn't open with a victory lap. It opens with pressure. The kind of pressure that crushes kings. The teaser instantly hits us with a haunting image. Dwight Manfredi standing alone, not with his crew, not with Margaret, not with the Tulsa Empire he built, but alone in the quiet aftermath of a war he barely survived. His suit is darker, his tone heavier, his eyes colder. The mob boss swagger, still there, but underneath it now sits something dangerous, something broken. The teaser makes it clear the death of Jeremiah Dunmere wasn't the ending. It was the spark. We hear Dwight's voice, but it's not sharp, it's weary. Every choice has a cost, he says, and that one line tells us exactly where Season 4 is going. Dwight may have won the battle, but he opened a door he can't close, burning the patriarch of an old money dynasty. That doesn't disappear. That doesn't fade. That invites consequences from every direction. Politicians, feds, rival families, and enemies who don't need guns. They use power, money, and the law. Then comes the first big reveal of the teaser. Thresher is now governor-elect. And he's not smiling. He's not celebrating. He's standing at a podium, delivering a speech that sounds less like a victory address and more like a declaration of war. Oklahoma deserves justice, he says. Justice that has been denied for far too long. The camera cuts to Dwight listening. Dwight knows those words aren't for the public. They're for him. Thresher used him in Season 3, rode his chaos to boost his polling numbers, and now that he's made it, Dwight is a liability. The teaser makes it painfully clear the new governor wants a clean slate, and Dwight is a stain that won't wash out. But here's where the twist hits. Before Thresher steps away from the podium, Margaret appears behind him, standing tall, calm, and unreadable. The teaser lingers on her just long enough to make us question everything. Is she really Dwight's inside woman now? Or has she crossed over? The voiceover doesn't help. Dwight murmurs, "In this business, loyalty is a currency, but trust will get you killed." And the shot of Margaret's cold expression tells us the showrunners want us doubting her. Then the teaser cuts to the crew, Mitch, Tyson, Bodie, even Bigfoot, each shown in rapid-fire flashes. But they're not together. They're scattered, isolated, watching the news as Thresher promises a crackdown on organized criminal elements. Dwight's empire isn't rising, it's fracturing. Season 4 isn't about expansion, it's about survival. And just when the tension peaks, the trailer drops its first bombshell. A mysterious voice saying, "Tulsa wasn't your territory to take." It's not Thresher. It's not the FBI. It's something new. Someone new. The audio is distorted just enough to make viewers lean forward. The next shot shows a silhouette stepping off a plane in New Orleans. A shadowed figure escorted by armed men. And then the name, Nola King, flashes across the screen for half a second, just long enough to tease the spin-off, yet clearly tied to Dwight's looming threat. This tells us Season 4 isn't a simple continuation, it's the collision point of two criminal empires. Dwight didn't just make enemies in Oklahoma. He awakened another world entirely. The final moment of the first section of the teaser hits like a hammer. Dwight stands inside the distillery, Montague's legacy, now drenched in blood. He looks into the camera, face carved with exhaustion and rage. "If they want a war..." He stops. The lights flicker. Someone steps into frame behind him. The screen cuts to black before we see who. And then Dwight finishes the line in voiceover. Ah, they'll get one. Season 4 isn't just about fallout, it's about reckoning. New kings rising, old debts coming due, and Dwight Manfredi realizing that every fire he lit in Tulsa is now burning toward him. The teaser's second wave drops us straight into the heart of the danger, New Orleans, a city dripping with history, corruption, and silent kings who rule from the shadows. The moment the skyline appears, the tone shifts. Tulsa feels loud, chaotic, explosive. But New Orleans, it feels organized, calculated, ancient. This is a different battlefield, and the teaser wants us to feel that difference instantly. The trailer cuts to a candlelit room, deep red walls, velvet curtains, old jazz humming in the background like a whispered thread. We see a single figure sitting at a table, calmly reading a file with Dwight Manfredi's face on it. The camera never shows the man's full face, but the voice is unmistakable. Samuel L. Jackson. This is the official birth of Tulsa King, but the teaser makes something very clear, very fast. He's not a cameo. He's not a guest star. He is the problem. The kind of problem that doesn't chase you with bullets. He chokes your empire with silence. A line rings out, calm but deadly. Tulsa thinks it's a kingdom, but every kingdom sits on someone else's land. That one line changes the entire map of Tulsa King Season 4. Dwight didn't just step on toes, he stepped on a throne. And now the true king wants answers. The teaser cuts to a folder being slammed shut and a name written in thick ink. The Manfredi question. It's not personal, it's strategic. Dwight isn't an enemy, he's an obstacle. Back in Tulsa, the teaser sends us back to Dwight, but something is wrong. He's surrounded not by soldiers or businessmen, but by silence. He's standing in Margaret's empty ranch house, staring at a single note left on the kitchen counter. We don't see the writing, but Dwight's reaction says everything. His jaw clenches. His breathing changes. Whatever Margaret wrote, it's not good, and the teaser deliberately keeps it from us. A mystery box planted right in the first act. Then comes the escalation. A news broadcast flickers on screen. Governor Thresher announces a multi-agency task force targeting organized crime in Tulsa County. Behind him, FBI badges, state rangers, federal prosecutors. This isn't a cleanup, this is a siege. Thresher isn't just distancing himself from Dwight, he's positioning himself as the man who destroys him. A political move, a cleansing, a rebirth of his image in front of the entire state. But the most important part of this shot is the man standing behind Thresher. For a frame, barely half a second, we see someone familiar, someone dangerous, a former antagonist from Season 2 whose arrest never fully resolved. The teaser never names him, but fans will recognize the face. This is the show telling us loose ends weren't forgotten. They're coming back. The next moment is brutal. We see Tyson being pulled over by police, not a normal stop. 6 cars, rifles raised, K9 units. Tyson's fear is palpable. We don't hear the dialogue, but the body language tells us everything. He's being used as bait. Someone wants Dwight to react. Someone wants war to start on their terms. Then the teaser hits us with a rapid montage, each shot faster, darker, more intense. Body-shredding documents in the back room of the bar. Mitch staring at a subpoena with shaking hands. Bigfoot loading weapons into a truck at midnight. Goody pacing outside the distillery, checking over his shoulder. Cole standing alone in a hospital hallway, eyes red, jaw clenched tight. The Dunmeyer fallout isn't over. Their allies, old money families with quiet influence, are moving in the background. Dwight killed Jeremiah, but the real power wasn't the man. It was the name, and that name still has influence. Political, financial, and violent. But the most chilling part of Section 2 comes near the end. The teaser cuts back to New Orleans. Samuel L. Jackson's character steps out of the shadows and into full frame for the first time. And the room goes silent. He leans forward, looks directly into camera, not at us, not at the audience, but symbolically at Dwight, and says, "The fire you lit in Tulsa? It's spreading, and fires are easy to start, but they always come home." Then the audio drops out completely. No music, no sound, just a single image, a map of the United States with 2 cities circled. Season 4 isn't just about external enemies, it's about internal fractures. The teaser hammers this home immediately, throwing Dwight's crew into chaos before bullets are even fired. Tulsa King has always been about loyalty, trust, and muscle. But Season 4 makes it painfully clear that loyalty is fragile, and muscle isn't enough. The teaser cuts to Dwight standing in the distillery, surveying his team, and you can feel the tension like a live wire. Bigfoot glares at Mitch. Cole won't meet anyone's eyes. Goody checks his piece like he's ready to betray or be betrayed. Dwight knows something has shifted. He can feel it in the air, in the looks, in the silence. The man who used to command with confidence now has to navigate a battlefield inside his own walls. Margaret becomes the pivot point of the internal war. The teaser shows her walking through a sunlit office, flipping through files with a calm precision that suggests a plan. Dwight's voiceover cuts in. "Everyone thinks I'm the king. They're wrong. I'm just the face of what they want." It's subtle, but chilling. Margaret isn't just Dwight's ally, she's the wild card. She's smarter, colder, and more dangerous than ever. And the teaser doesn't let us forget it. One frame lingers, her hand over a folder labeled Operation Clean Sweep. The name alone is enough to raise questions. What is she planning? Who is she targeting? Is it protection or something far more personal? Then the teaser shifts to Cole, and this is where the emotional stakes spike. Season 3 ended with his loyalty torn between family and conscience, but Season 4 isn't giving him an easy path. The teaser shows him standing in an abandoned warehouse, phone in hand, looking at a photo of Dwight and the crew. He whispers a line that stops the audience cold. "If they go down, I'll make sure they all do." It's not revenge, it's a warning. And in that line, the teaser captures the essence of the season. Every choice has consequences, and sometimes family isn't blood. It's survival. The teaser also teases a political storm in Tulsa, something Season 3 only hinted at. Thresher's administration isn't content to sit on the sidelines. We see a montage of city council meetings, surveillance footage, and shadowy figures whispering behind closed doors. One frame shows Thresher's assistant leaning over his desk saying, "We need to hit him where it hurts. Public perception, finances, and allies." Another frame cuts to a news anchor reporting, "Crime syndicates across the state face unprecedented crackdowns." These lines tell us that Season 4's battlefield is not just alleys and back rooms, it's newspapers, council chambers, and courtrooms. Dwight isn't just fighting for power, He's fighting for the image of power itself. The teaser doesn't hold back on the action either. In one rapid-fire montage, we see Tyson driving a truck through a narrow alley, tires screeching, a crate of weapons in the back. Body signaling from a rooftop, eyes scanning the streets for movement. Bigfoot tearing through an abandoned warehouse with a baseball bat, taking out men before they even realize he's there. Mitch clutching a briefcase full of papers, running from a van with tinted windows and armed passengers. These moments aren't just action beats, they're character beats. Each crew member's reaction shows who they've become under pressure. Season 4 isn't the same team from Season 3. Every battle has already left scars. Some are visible, some are hidden, and the teaser makes it clear the internal war may be deadlier than anything coming from outside Tulsa. The teaser also introduces subtle hints of betrayal. In a single frame, we see Goody looking at a phone, hesitating before sending a message. The camera cuts to a reflection of Dwight in a glass door, unaware of what's about to happen. This single moment communicates volumes. Trust is thin, alliances are shifting, and Dwight's empire is a house of cards in a storm. By the end of Section 3 of the teaser, the stakes are crystal clear. Dwight faces 3 battles simultaneously: external enemies in New Orleans, political enemies in Tulsa, and personal battles within his own crew. The teaser emphasizes a constant theme of Season 4. Every choice, every loyalty, every action has a price. And it does so without showing a single large-scale shootout yet. The tension is almost suffocating, building a pressure cooker that the audience knows will explode.